It seems a fitting memorial to the author of the Declaration of Independence. The grand marble steps leading up to a circular colonnade and shallow dome that houses a 19-foot-tall bronze statue of Thomas Jefferson. It's a likening as towering as the man's ideals, that all men are created equal, endowed with inalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Such is the basis of our American democracy. But immortalizing the mind and man behind our country's cornerstones wasn't as readily achievable as many would expect. Long before the Jefferson Memorial was built, the site it occupies, along the shores of the Potomac River Tidal Basin, was considered an ideal spot for a monument. But for years, it sat empty. In 1918, it was designated as the Tidal Basin Beach, a recreational area for whites only. Every summer, it drew thousands seeking relief from Washington, D.C.'s swampy heat. But despite its popularity, it began to draw controversy. The sanitation was questionable, and when black leaders started pressuring Congress to integrate the beach, the city closed it permanently in 1925. That same year, plans to build a memorial were revisited, with Theodore Roosevelt in mind. There was a design competition, and architect John Russell Pope was declared the winner. But that's as far as the project went, and it would take another decade and the will of a new president to finally land a memorial alongside the Potomac River's tidal basin.
I am prepared, under my constitutional duty, to recommend the measures that a stricken nation in the midst of a stricken world may require.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt had long been an admirer of Thomas Jefferson, and early on in his first term as president, despite all the demands of repairing a ruptured economy, Roosevelt set the plans in motion to honor one of the country's founding fathers. And unlike previous attempts, this time Congress acted, setting aside $3 million. John Russell Pope was commissioned as the architect, and in 1938, construction got underway. On November 15, 1939, President Roosevelt laid the cornerstone, and even as America entered World War II, work on the memorial continued uninterrupted over the next few years. It was officially dedicated in 1943 on Thomas Jefferson's 200th birthday, and there, President Roosevelt marked the occasion, reciting one of Jefferson's core convictions.
I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man.
Against a backdrop of World War, with the country in the midst of a fight to preserve what Jefferson had set forth, those remarks were particularly appropriate. And while at times America has strayed from the principles that serve as its foundation, reflecting in the waters of the Potomac's tidal basin and standing among the shadows of Washington, D.C.'s cherry trees is a permanent reminder of what the country is supposed to stand for.